Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we continue on with the state tournament preview with the Lisbon Broncos boys wrestling team as we have more interviews coming up here. And gentlemen, just go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us what weight you wrestle and what grade you're in here for the Lisbon Broncos.
I'm Greyson Lyons. I'm weight class 133, and I'm a senior.
I'm Brock Lyons. I wrestle heavyweight, and I'm a senior.
Eli Lyons, 172, senior.
Zach Ward, 215, senior.
All right, and just continuing on here with this interview, just kind of getting into the personal side for each of you wrestlers. Just tell us when you started wrestling, and then what kept you in wrestling. Why did you continue on wrestling here for Lisbon?
Started as a freshman, and guess I just stayed in because a lot of my friends did it.
Started in first grade, and I guess just watching my brother and my cousins growing up.
Started freshman year and watching my brothers, how they did. Seeing all my friends were in it, we got a pretty big grade in the senior class. So that.
Okay.
I started as an 8th grader and just had buddies that helped me come along and keep my way of going through everything. So
Yeah, that's just an kind of interesting journey that each of you guys had. The only one that started young was Eli in first grade, and everybody else was 8th grade and above. So anybody can wrestle. It doesn't matter when you start, and you guys are definitely proof of that, and you can have success in wrestling. So it's good to hear that. And then just kind of continue on talking about yourselves. Just what's one favorite song or kind of a walk-up song or something that you have to have or that you like to listen to before you wrestle a match?
I guess personally I don't really listen to too much music. I guess kind of just, I don't know, walk around and make sure I'm loose before my matches. Kind of just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really listen to music before my match. Walkout songs, Mr. Bombastic, though. So that's a good one.
I like it.
Don't really listen to music, but if I did, it'd be Skyfall.
I don't really listen to music, but if it were to be one, it'd probably just be some sort of rock song.
Okay. And then just what is one lesson or what is one thing that you've taken from wrestling? Like what's one lesson that you've learned from wrestling? You know, when you started as a freshman or as an 8th grader or as a first grader, what's just one lesson that you've learned that you've taken with you from wrestling?
Probably just never quit.
Enjoy it.
Stuff happens, and you got to move on.
Mindset is a big key to everything, so just keeping your head above everything helps a lot.
Yeah, and then just kind of going with that mindset attitude that you guys have as you guys got into that big dual tournament on Saturday, and you came out region champions with that. So how did how was your mindset going into that region tournament, and what did you talk about maybe as a team or the coaches? What they kind of talk to you guys about going into that tournament, and then just your mindset going in it and now heading into the state tournament?
Oh, well, we were just kind of unhealthy for a little bit there. We, didn't have everyone else before earlier in the season, but since we got together and had our weight classes filled out, definitely, he helped us out.
Yep.
Coaches just kind of said give it our all, and he knew we could do it, so we just went out and did our thing.
Yeah, I had some people injured in some previous duels, like with Kindred, but we knew we were going to have to wrestle and win anyway, so we came in confident and ready to wrestle.
I guess we knew what we had, knew we had the ability to beat anybody, and just looking forward to going at them at state.
Just staying confident and giving it everything you got.
Yeah, and then just kind of keeping with that confidence theme, just what do you do or how do you deal with kind of the highs and lows of a dual tournament? I mean, 1 minute you're on top of the world, the next minute, you could be kind of picking yourself up on the mat and feeling sorry for yourself, and then, you got everybody else there around you picking you up. So how do you kind of as an individual or as a team deal with those highs and lows of a dual tournament?
Probably just keeping the memory of a goldfish, forgive and forget.
Definitely.
Try to not get too excited and, cheer obviously, but don't get too overly excited and just focus on what's next.
Yep, going on to what's next. Stuff happens, and just got to keep going.
Kind of what everyone else said, just making sure you have the correct mindset about everything and keep your head high.
Yeah, and then as you guys are heading out of the off that dual tournament victory, you guys are the Southeast Subregion champs in duels. You guys are heading into this individual tournament on Saturday. Top 8 there qualify for the state tournament. and then you guys are off to state on Thursday. So as you close out the season, what are some of the challenges maybe that you kind of see over the next 10 days, and then what are you looking forward to at the state tournament?
I guess some challenges are just, I don't know, keeping the right attitude about everything, but also just, you know what, you just got to go out there and give her hell through everything. So I don't know, keep going, give it all I got, I guess.
Yeah, keep going, give it your all. Seeds don't matter. Everybody can wrestle. Everyone has a back. So you got to be ready for anything.
Okay.
So looking forward to going out there and compete one last time, and I guess some challenges might be having to make weight for 3 days in a row there. Haven't had to do that in a while.
Yep.
Challenge is probably not being able to crack the varsity line as a senior. It's tough, but just staying supportive for everybody else.
Yeah, and then as you guys kind of head into that Saturday after weigh-ins, you talked about maybe trying to make weight or struggling to make weight those last 3 days. So what are you looking forward there to partake in either at the Fargo Dome as far as food, or after your weigh-in meal? What are you looking forward to maybe eat first or indulge first, whether it's at the Fargo Dome or maybe at a restaurant or a Sunday morning breakfast for yourself as an individual?
Definitely some Domino's breadsticks.
Yeah, ice cream afterward and some Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Oh, definitely all the pop and ice cream and Waffle Wednesday with a couple of the boys.
Nice. What about you, Zach? You got anything? No? All right. And then what do you guys have for superstitions? You guys have any superstitions? Anything that you, that you have to do or not do before a wrestling match?
I guess a must just for me is to definitely stay loose and warm. I've learned that throughout my years. Just being stiff is not the way to go in through any of your matches, so staying warm.
Okay.
But I say showering right after weigh-ins. Shower up before you wrestle.
Okay.
I also have to say shower after weigh-ins, and also not putting the singlet on until match before yours.
Showering after weigh-ins, and then just pacing and getting your mindset right before you match.
All right, that's awesome. That's the first time that I've heard showering after weigh-ins, so definitely something that must work, something you guys got down. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have any final party thoughts before we head out here and you guys head into that individual region tournament or into the state tournament? Anything that you got to say or anything you want to tell the fans out there? All right, that's a shake of the head no, so we're going to go ahead and step away. We're going to come back for more here for the state tournament preview on YourLiveEvent.com. Hey, welcome back here to YourLiveEvent.com as we'll continue on with the North Dakota High School State Tournament preview here with the Lisbon Bronco boys wrestling team as we continue on with these previews. And gentlemen, just go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us what grade you're in here, and then what weight you wrestle for the Lisbon Broncos.
Theo Hans, I'm in 7th grade, and I wrestle 107.
Weston Clauson, junior, 145 and 152.
Ryan Enge, senior, wrestle 152.
Jack Lacina, 7th grade, and 114.
All right, gentlemen, as we get into some of these interview questions here, just kind of tell us about when you started wrestling and then what aspect of the sport kept you in wrestling here as you kind of close out the season.
I think for me it was, I started wrestling in preschool, so that was a long while ago. But, yeah, I think for me it's been just the motivational part. People keep motivating you to do better and just give it your all.
Okay.
Started my 7th grade year. Reason I stuck out was I love being a part of this team. It's a great team, great people. I mean, I actually felt welcome, part of a team being up here. So, and wrestling's fun. I found enjoyment in it better than my couple years of basketball that I played, so that's for sure.
Awesome.
I also started in preschool. Wasn't as long as he's been in, but the reason I kept in is just the team, and just getting to hang out, friendships.
Awesome. All right. Jack, what do you got?
I started a little before preschool. I came up here with my dad every once in a while.
Yep.
But the thing that kept me in here was probably my dad, since he's the wrestling coach and all.
All right. All right, and then just you can stay down there with Jack. So Jack, what's your favorite wrestling move, or what's your go-to move in a wrestling match? Yep.
Definitely the cow catcher and cash money. I like to do
Go
those.
cash money. Yep, I like that one.
For me, it's definitely my slide by.
All right, just like to mention that Ryan's nickname used to be the Chicken Wing King, so he's changed it up a little bit.
I like to go underhook into a high crotch or into a low single. That's pretty fun. I've thrown a lot of cow catchers and front headlocks this year. Got yelled at for a front headlock a couple weeks ago, but you know.
It's more of the match is ending, I'm losing, I got to pin the guy, but I have a pretty good headlock.
Okay, giving away the secrets here. Yeah, pretty good headlock there for Theo. All right, and Theo, just for yourself, do you have any superstitions or anything that you have to do or not do, or anything that you need before you wrestle a match?
No.
Nothing? All right.
Just stop thinking.
Stop thinking.
Just stop thinking. The more you think about it, the more stuff that's going to end up happening to you.
For me, I got to pray before every match, before and after.
Okay.
I don't really have anything that I do, but my dad says to think about what you're going to do immediately, like all the time. So
Yep. Okay.
I guess that's my answer.
Okay, and then just kind of keeping on with that theme for Lisbon. You guys got to go out to the dual tournament out in Napoleon. So how did you guys prepare for that individually or as a team? What was your mindset kind of going into that, as on the personal level and then on the team level?
Well, honestly, I was kind of more astounded that I made weight because I was like 3 pounds over the day before, and I wore a sweatshirt and my coat and sleeping. But so there wasn't a lot for me to think about, also because my shoulder's a little hurt right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely meant a lot being able to go out there and, win it. But, yeah, last year did not end the way we wanted, and we knew that we needed to get back out there.
Yep, definitely.
Team aspect, make it to the dance individually. I mean, just make weight. I came in Monday, like 10 over. Mr. Lacina's like, hey, can you make 45 by the end of the week? And I'm like, well, yeah, might as well. And then walked in on the Friday before duels at 46 and was like, well, this is perfect. So wasn't much to that.
Okay.
It was just, I don't know any name, so he says a name, and everybody asks me who I'm wrestling. And I just say another person. That's kind of all you got to think about it is. It's just another person. They're wrestling you. Don't overthink it.
Yep, that's great advice there, Theo. Wise beyond your years there with that advice. And just looking at that region dual tournament, you guys came out champions, and you guys are now heading into the individual part of it for some of you, and then the others, you guys are going to go ahead and continue on to the state tournament on the dual side. So what is it maybe about the individual region tournament that you're looking forward to, and then maybe some challenges that you see for yourself personally or as a team as you guys head into the region tournament and then into the state tournament?
Probably the region tournament. I'm looking forward to just going. There's probably not a lot of 7th graders out there that get to go to a region tournament. I will say that I know there are pretty good wrestlers out there, but I'm ready.
Sounds good, Theo.
Region individuals, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing the team win us or get us team points again.
Okay.
Hopefully see this guy win regions. But going into the Saturday for the duels, as long as we make it through Bouman, anybody else standing in our way, it's just going to keep moving.
Yeah, the individual tournament, it's going to be tough for a lot of people. There's a bunch of tough brackets, but I think we're going to be able to pull through and get a lot of kids to the state tournament.
Yep, good.
I'm kind of just looking forward to getting to watch the team, mainly my brother, and I'd like to see my dad jump like he did on Saturday. if he wins.
Yeah,
So
we did talk about that. So.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that was good. A lot of excitement and emotion in that duel win for you guys on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for I guess for yourselves as you guys are heading into that last weigh-in on Saturday at the state tournament, what's one thing that you're looking forward to maybe visit there at a stand at the Fargo Dome, or visit a restaurant, or something that you're looking forward to eat, or a place to visit after the state tournament after that weigh-in?
After that weigh-in, there is this one stand that I really like the hot dogs from. Like last year, I think I had maybe 6 hot dogs from that place a day.
That's impressive.
So I really like that. That's probably where I'm gonna get my food at. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, weight's not that big of an issue, so
Okay.
probably wherever I see first, I guess.
Definitely.
Hoping to go pick up some Dippin' Dots right away after weigh-ins. That cooler, that thing's gonna be gone. Nothing left in it. Gonna be hoping to get this wrap off my cauliflower ear. I'm getting pretty sick of that.
Okay.
That's not very fun. So
Yep.
get that off as soon as possible.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to, they always have those cinnamon sugared almonds. Those are like my favorite.
Yep.
And then later on, get some Dots pretzels.
That sounds good. And then just kind of keeping with something Weston just reminded me of. So who on the wrestling team has the biggest lunchbox?
That'd be me. Last weekend for duels, packed 3 sandwiches, 3 things of peanut butter cookies, about 7 things of just snack-sized fruit snacks, snack sticks, 64-ounce water jug, a 24-ounce shaker, or pre-workout shaker. What else did I have in there? I had something else. I swear I had something else. I don't know. It was all gone by the end of the day, though. I can tell you that.
That's pretty impressive. Do you share, or does Weston get to eat it all?
I don't know if it's more sharing.
Oh.
than
I got you.
yeah, them snack sticks go by real quick.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And then just as you guys, I guess one thing for yourself, what has been, maybe not this season, it could be from this season, but it could be from, just past wrestling season, kind of what's one of your most memorable, or one of the things that kind of sticks out as a great memory, or one of your most memorable moments of wrestling for Lisbon?
Great memory be actually placing at my first tournament, placed at the Dan Unruh. Whenever, what was that, December 6th?
Yep.
Placed at the Dan Unruh, got 5th at that. First big tournament I would say that I placed at. Got 5th in Lemoore last year. I mean, I think there were 6 kids in my bracket, so.
Okay.
Oh well.
Yep.
I think my favorite memory has been the state duel team championships. Some of those duels that come down to 1 point, not even a point.
Yep.
They're 7th grade. I didn't get to go, but came down to criteria. That was something fun to watch.
I think one thing that I really like and my dad really likes is just watching the team up there in the practice room. The seniors definitely act crazy. They're always tackling each other, running around, playing spike ball. And this Saturday we were in the locker room, and Jessie Jones took Noah's cooler. This is the one thing I'm going to remember. Definitely. He took his cooler and put it on top of the shower, and Noah was not having it that day. There was this wall, and Jessie heard Noah talking about what he was going to do. Jessie snuck around, and it did not go well for Jessie.
All right. We'll maybe bleep that one out of there, but that's a good memory, though. That's what these trips are all about. I mean, that's the best thing about hanging out with your teammates, and some of the stuff that happens on the bus rides, or things you talk about and things that you experience. So I have no shame in that. That's a good time right there. All right, Theo, what do you got?
For me, it was probably just watching everybody wrestle and also winning that regional tournament. That was fun.
Yep.
Getting and say, hey, we're the champions.
That's right. You're the champions for this year. So Southeast Sub-Region Dual Tournament champions. You guys are the number 2 team going into the state tournament. So, gentlemen, congratulations on that. Thanks for this interview. And we're going to go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, welcome back here to YourLiveEvent.com as we continue on with the state tournament preview here with the boys wrestling team, as we have a couple more interviews coming up here. And gentlemen, just go ahead and introduce yourselves. What weight you wrestle here for Lisbon, and then what grade you're in.
I'm Griffin Greenley. I wrestle 145, and I'm a senior.
I'm Noah Anderson. I wrestle 127, and I'm also a senior.
All right, gentlemen, and just kind of getting into this, just a little bit more about yourselves. When did each of you start wrestling, and then what made you stick with wrestling here to finish out your senior seasons with the Lisbon Broncos?
I started wrestling about 3 or 4. I've always kind of stuck with it because it's been running in my family, and I like the fact that not a lot of people can do it.
Yeah, I started wrestling probably right when I could start walking, and I stuck with it just because my older brother wrestles and now my little brother wrestles, and not a whole lot of people do it, and it's a tough sport.
Yeah, and just kind of sticking with that theme, just talking about the sport, what is one thing that you've kind of gained from wrestling, or what's one aspect of wrestling, or what's one thing that you've been able to gain from wrestling that's made you maybe a better person, something about wrestling that you've taken from it?
With wrestling, like I said, it's just a really tough sport, and when you've pushed yourself in wrestling, I don't think it's like any other sport. I've done just about everything, and you can't get pushed like you do in wrestling, and it just keeps you on the right path and helps you have good morals on and off the mat.
Yeah, it's taught me not to give up on things, because if you can wrestle, you can do a lot of things. So that's kind of the main thing I've learned from it, I guess. Okay,
and as you guys kind of go, let's talk about that region dual tournament that you guys had on Saturday, and especially in that that semifinal duel. Some big matches in that duel. Kind of how did your team, or how do you as an individual, how were you able to prepare for that, or how do you kind of deal with those highs and lows as you go into a dual tournament like that, or facing a team like Southboard or a Kindred? Kind of how do you guys prepare and deal with those highs and lows, or some of the obstacles that you face in those tournaments?
Well, you always got to look at it like it's a fresh start. You can't go based off like how the last duel went. So it's always good, even if something bad happens, just to keep your head up and look forward to the next match.
Yeah, every match is a different match. It's definitely kind of nerve-wracking, knowing it's going to be a pretty close duel. And just everyone has to go out there and take care of what they do. It usually talks for itself.
Yeah, and then as we head into the region individual tournament on Saturday for the boys, and then you head into the state tournament a week from Thursday on the individual side, and the dual tournament the following Saturday. So what do you kind of see as some of the obstacles that you might face there, some of the highs and lows, and just what are you looking forward to personally there as you kind of close out the season here heading into state?
Looking forward, it's definitely going to be an exciting last week and a half. I don't want it to be over yet, but I'm just gotta keep taking care of myself, keep practicing hard, and just looking forward to qualifying for state. Hopefully have a good state tournament, and hopefully have a good dual tournament too.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to kind of just prove myself. I've always wanted to try to get myself onto the top of the podium, and I think this week and a half is a really good time to prove that I can do that.
Yeah, and then as both of you are seniors this year, kind of do you have one memory or something that's kind of stood out in your wrestling career, whether it was this season or the past 4 years here as wrestling as a Bronco? Kind of what's that one memory that has stood out for you?
My memory is probably when I got that last win against South Border in dual reasons a couple years ago, and the team picked me up. That was a pretty big one for me.
Yeah, probably my favorite memory was, I think it was my 8th grade year. I beat Trenton Klatt in their New Salem duel in the championship, and it was a pretty fun one because I lost to him 2 previous times, and that was probably one of the best times I could have beat him, and I came off the mat and Bouman picked me up, and that was just a really fun memory.
Yeah, I remember that well, I guess also. So, and then just kind of looking at each of you individually, do you have a favorite move or something, or some type of move, or your go-to move in a wrestling match? Just something that you like to do in a wrestling match, whether it's a favorite move or a go-to move that you have.
My favorite move to hit in a match is probably an elevator. I think quite a few people know that. It's definitely a fun move to hit.
Yep.
Yeah, my go-to is probably cradle, inside cradle, any cradle, to be honest, you know.
Okay.
It's always something I've always relied on, I guess.
Yeah, and then just looking at yourself again individually and kind of personal side of it, do you have any, I don't know if you'd already talked about this, do you have any superstitions or anything that you need before you wrestle, or anything that you have to do before you wrestle, or maybe not do that you don't like before you go out there and wrestle a match?
I usually like to get at least one pray in before every single match. No matter what, I always give at least one pray, and always pace before, no matter what.
Okay.
No matter the competition.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely have to eat right. Like to get my carbs in, usually with a rice cake, and then I'll have some fruit. Then have to go get warmed up, and I need to do some sprints before every match and after my match to really help open myself up. And then right before my match, I'll just do some stance in motion and staying loose.
And then what's a hype song or maybe a walkout song? Like, what's your favorite hype song or walkout song that you personally that maybe you have to listen to before you wrestle, or maybe you have to start your day out with?
I don't necessarily have a favorite song. Probably Stronger by Kanye West. That's probably what I'm going to listen to, or have a walkout song, but I usually like to listen to a mix of songs.
Yep.
I usually like to listen to Wood by Alice in Chains, or any Alice in Chains in general, I guess, is pretty good for me.
All right, I like it. Rock on there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and close this one. Now we're going to step away. We'll come back for more here on YourLiveEvent.com. Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we're back for that more of the state tournament preview here with the boys wrestling team. We're broadcasting to you from Lisbon, North Dakota, as the boys team qualified for that state dual team tournament out of the Southeast subregion as they defeated the Kindred Vikings in that championship duel. As we continue on with these individual interviews, as we have more Broncos here with us. And boys, just go ahead, tell us what your name is, what weight you wrestle, and then what grade you're in here for the Lisbon Broncos.
Riley Lacina, 189, freshman.
Nyus, Lyons, 121, freshman.
I'm Micah Froemke. I'm 114, and I'm a sophomore.
All right, Micah, you can go ahead and keep that microphone there. Just kind of going back there for yourself. When did you start wrestling for Lisbon, and then what is one thing or a couple of things that kind of kept you in that sport?
I started wrestling around 5 years old in kindergarten, and I think I just stayed in it because my family was in it, so I don't know.
Just kept on wrestling.
I started wrestling around like 6th grade, and I stayed in it because my brother wrestled and cousins wrestled.
Been wrestling since like kindergarten. Stayed in it because my father was the coach.
All right, and then just kind of looking at yourselves again with another individual question. What do you guys think? What's your favorite move or your go-to move with wrestling? What's something that you like to do in a wrestling match? Maybe your favorite move or a go-to move?
Lat drop.
Lat drop.
Cradle if I can get it.
I'll go cradle too.
Cradle, and a lat drop.
Cradle.
There you go. I like cradles myself, so I'm with you on that. All right, and then just kind of looking at you guys, as far as the individual or the team aspect, what were some of the challenges that maybe you had to overcome this year on the individual side, or maybe as a team side from the beginning of the year to where you're at now here, heading into the individual region tournament?
I think some challenges I had was I just never really placed at many tournaments. I was just not sure if it was just not wrestling good, and I don't know, but I'm doing better now.
Okay.
Just tough matches and tough tournaments.
At the start of the season, I had a shoulder injury from football.
Okay. And you're able to work through that, and now Riley's healthy and ready to go here for making a push at state. All right, and then just as you guys kind of look at that region dual tournament, how you guys came in as the number 3 seed. You ended up beating South Border in that semifinal duel, the big duel for Lisbon, and made it into that championship duel. So, maybe just kind of, on the individual side or personal side, and then looking at the team, how did you guys kind of prepare for that? Maybe what the coaches talk about to you going into those duels, and how were you guys able to make it through that and come out region champions?
We knew it was gonna have to be South Border. We knew it was gonna be a close duel, and we needed to win the coin toss too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do, and we had to all wrestle good and just fight.
Okay.
I think we all knew we could beat South Border and even win the tournament. It just had to go our way, like in the individual side, just winning the matches, and it all worked out.
Okay, and then as you guys look ahead to the state, or should say to the region individual tournament, and then as you head into state on Thursday, what are some of the challenges that you see for yourself and for the team, and then what are you looking forward to heading into state tournament?
I think some challenges that I'm going to have are just making it to state in general, and then some challenges at state are just going to be wrestling the entire match, and every single second counts.
Okay.
Yeah, just making it to state and just going out there and wrestling your match and everything.
Okay.
And I have a challenge making it to state. I think I'll be seeded, but it won't be easy.
Okay.
State will be the same.
Yep. And then as you guys hit that final weigh-in at the state tournament on Saturday, that following Saturday, after that weigh-in, after you get ready to wrestle those duels, what are you guys looking forward to as far as maybe a food that you're going to eat, or a stand you're going to visit inside the Fargo Dome, or a restaurant that you're going to take in after the after weigh-ins and after the state tournament on Saturday?
Pizza Ranch mac and cheese pizza.
Pizza.
Probably some steak or something.
Okay.
I'll have some Cold Stone right after wrestling, and then on the way back home, hopefully have some pizza.
Nice. And then what do you guys have as far as like any type of a superstition wrestling? Do you have to have a favorite pair of socks or shoes or walkout music, or what is kind of a superstition or something that you have to do or not do before you wrestle a match?
I just like to stay warm. Like I'll fidget around or start pacing.
I just like to walk around and stay loose.
Don't got one.
Don't have one? No superstitions. All right, I got one for you, Riley. So I haven't asked anybody this question yet, but if you could have one wrestling superpower, whether it was strength, speed, or flexibility, which one would you want and why?
Strength.
Strength.
Just, throw 'em around.
All right. What about you there, Nyus?
Probably speed. Just you can beat your opponents with that.
I think speed too. Speed is the most important part. Obviously, strength helps a lot, but I already have a lot of strength, so speed would definitely help.
All right. Sounds good to me. So as we're going to close out this interview, we're going to go ahead and step away. We're going to come back for more here for the state tournament preview on yourliveevent.com. All right, welcome back to yourliveevent.com as we'll continue on with the state tournament preview here with our boys wrestling team. As we have wrestlers here for your interview, boys, just go ahead, introduce yourself, talk about what weight you wrestle for Lisbon and what grade you're in.
Cruz, Reinke, 160, sophomore.
Madden, Schwab, 215, sophomore.
Ian Anderson, 139, sophomore.
Jessie Jones, 189, sophomore.
All right, and you got the sophomore class here for the Lisbon Broncos. For Lisbon, you guys won the Southeast Subregion Dual Team Tournament. You guys coming in off, I should say, a pretty good tournament out there in Napoleon. So maybe just kind of talk about your tournament last week, or I should say on Saturday, kind of how you guys went into that tournament, any challenges that you kind of had to overcome, or how you dealt with the pressure, and then the success that you had there at the Southeast Subregion Dual Tournament.
Just went out there, tried to win my match, and then I don't know, the score will show. I don't know.
I guess going into that, we pretty much knew we could win all the duels we had ahead of us, and won all 3 of my matches. So
I think we just kind of have to, if you did get on your match, that the team score could take care of itself. If as long as you focus on your match at hand.
There you go.
I think we kind of knew we were the better teams going in there, and we just had to prove it.
All right, and then as you guys, as you're heading into the to individual region tournament, and then into the state tournament. Actually, it's a week from tomorrow. You start the individual state tournament, and then you head into the duels on that following Saturday. So as you guys kind of look forward to the individual tournament and then the state, what do you see some of the challenges coming up here for the Broncos, or for yourself personally, that that you might face as a team or as an individual, and then what else are you looking forward to as you head into the state tournament?
Just looking forward to trying to get us back onto hopefully winning a state title again, and just focusing on my matches, hopefully going out there and winning.
I guess I'm just looking forward to making it to state, and then hopefully placing first, and then going to work with the team next.
Hoping I just qualify for state, and then our team performs well on Saturday.
Yeah, and you guys already know that who your first round opponent is there for the state dual tournament. So if you had a chance to kind of maybe look at their lineup, or just kind of think about that match coming up there, that first round match, and what's going to come after that there at the state tournament.
Yeah, Kindred's going to be pretty tough, but we just got to focus on the first step to get to them. So.
Yeah, and that would be Bouman County, right? Bouman County Beach.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really worried about my first match that day, but we'll see how the rest of the day pans out.
Okay.
You just gotta take it like one match at a time, focus on the match ahead of you, and then after that match you can try and focus on the next match at hand.
I think we just got to wrestle smart, and if we wrestle correctly, then the score will show.
All right. And then for all of you, as you guys kind of finish things out here for the season at the state tournament, you guys hit that last weigh-in at state at the Fargo Dome on Saturday after, I guess, weighing in for the state dual tournament. What's one thing or one food or one restaurant or something that you're looking forward to do there after that last weigh-in on Saturday?
Probably going to buy a whole pizza and eat that.
Okay.
I'm going to go probably hit up some Cold Stone.
Nice.
We have a family tradition always going to Osaka's Hibachi every day after the state tournament, so I'll probably go there.
Okay.
I'm with Ian. Probably get some Cold Stone.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be kind of tough as a wrestler to have to walk through that Fargo Dome every day and walk by all those food stands, and then finally that last day you get to partake in it. So good reward there at the Fargo Dome for you. And then maybe just talk about individually when you started wrestling, and then what made you stick with wrestling? What kind of kept you in wrestling that you like about it?
I don't think many people have the guts to wrestle, so I don't know. Wrestling's just a hard sport, and I like pushing myself.
Yeah, and how old were you when you started wrestling, Cruz?
Probably, my dad would bring me up to the room probably at 3. Yeah,
it's pretty much all your life, right?
Yeah, pretty close to Cruz. I'd start going around 3, 4, and I just like the concept of wrestling, I guess. My family's been a wrestling family, so.
Okay.
I started probably about the same time as these two, and I kind of like, the challenge of it. It's not a sport that everyone can do.
Yep.
I wrestled right away in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and I took a break, and it's my first year back. I really like wrestling. It's hard work, and I just like working hard with my friends.
All right. And then just looking at, as you guys kind of prepare for your matches, do you have any kind of a superstition or anything that you have to do or not have to do, or you don't like, or that you need before you go out there and wrestle a match? You can pass the mic there. Yeah. That's all right.
I'll probably have about a rice cake with some honey and berries on it about like 30 minutes before I go out and wrestle.
Okay.
I guess my biggest superstition is what shoes and headgear I wear, and if I lose a pair a couple of times in a row, then I won't wear them the rest of the year.
Nice.
I just like to do some foot fire, bounce around, or pace around right before my match. I don't know. I think that gets me ready, kind of.
Yep. Okay. And then I guess as you guys kind of get ready for this last push of the season, what are you guys kind of looking forward to? I guess as you close thing out here for your sophomore year, what are you guys looking forward to as you close things out, and then heading into next year when you guys are going to go ahead and then I guess advance up to be juniors?
Just stay locked in here for the rest of the season and hopefully get into state individually and then place individually, and our team hopefully plays pretty good at state.
Yep. Okay.
Just get her done the rest of the season and, go to work this summer, get stronger, go to more camps, just get ready for next season. And
okay.
Yeah, I gotta try and qualify for state first, and then if I do, hopefully make a push up onto the podium. And then next, go to camps and stuff, try and make a good push next year as well.
Yep.
Hoping that the team can go all the way here, and just working really hard this summer to try and get better and be an asset to the team next year.
All right, gentlemen. I guess thanks for joining us today, and good to hear your thoughts and perspective on wrestling here in Lisbon. So we're going to go ahead and step away. We're going to come back for more here for the state tournament preview with the boys wrestling team here from Lisbon, North Dakota. All right, welcome to the state tournament preview here for the Lisbon boys wrestling team, as we have the head coach here for the Lisbon Broncos, Coach Rich Lacina. And Coach Lacina, the Broncos coming off a big Southeast Sub-Region dual championship as you guys get ready for the individual region tournament qualifier, and then you head on into state next Thursday. So kind of as you look back at that region tournament, maybe just kind of recap that here for the Broncos and what you guys are looking forward to this coming week.
Last week we talked to the boys. It was about the team. It was about what we wanted to do. I think they were really looking forward to getting a little bit of revenge. We'd been short-staffed with some injuries during the course of the year, kind of bit us in the butt a little bit when we dueled South Border and Kindred earlier. Both are really good teams, but we thought we were the better team, and the way the boys wrestled on Saturday, I think they went out there to prove it. So, yeah, really good. Last year we missed out on the state duels, and it was I told my wife, we went up and watched the duels with the girls wrestling, and every person that saw me came up, and I don't think they meant it, but it was like a knife in my back. Oh, how long's it been since you guys were here? How long's it weren't here? How long's it been since you guys weren't here? And
right.
So it's nice to know we got our ticket punched now. So.
Yeah, and I just kind of easy harken back there to last season. I remember the interview that we had with you. I think it was at the East Region Boys Tournament, and you kind of talked about how you wanted to let people know that hey, Lisbon is still here, and just don't kick a bunch of dirt on us, that we're still here to wrestle. So is that kind of the attitude of the Broncos coming into this season for you?
Yeah, we ain't dead yet. We're still battling back, and we have a real good group of seniors here, but we got some really good underclassmen. So it's kind of nice to see them mixing together and seeing what they can do together. So.
Yeah, definitely. And then as you guys started this season, looking at your lineup, and then as you guys are here now towards the end of the season, it sounds like things have kind of leveled out for you. But what were a couple of those challenges, maybe 2 or 3 challenges that you had, or that you experienced at the beginning of the season or throughout the season that got to where that you're able to overcome and got you to where you're at right now?
It was a really tough start to the year. I had just come off a stroke. I had to try to, I was having a hard time even talking back then, so I still remember the first practice kind of struggling. We were missing guys. Greyson Lyons had banged up his knee in the playoff game at football, so he wasn't back. We were trying to get things done with a little smoke and mirrors, kind of holding it together, but it was, it caught up to us. We ended up when Noah Anderson got hurt there. He had a little bit of a health here, and he got banged up a little bit. Those things just kind of, and those are kids in the lineup when they're out. It's a big swing. It's a 9, 10, 12-point swing in a duel, not having those guys that we're used to. So.
Yep. And then, kind of as you talked about those some of those challenges and being able to overcome those this season, what do you think were those strengths, or what got you through that? What were the kind of the strengths of the Broncos this year that got you through those challenges and got you that region championship duel and then heading into state?
These boys just got guts. They don't know how to not give everything they got. They're not afraid to say what we want and to chase after it. There a lot of times this year it would have been easy to duck down. We gave up 2 forfeits the first time with South Border. Well, those boys, they didn't care. They battled their butt off, and we lost her by 1. But I mean, they gave a heck of a fight. Kindred, we were down Noah, we were down a little bit there, but I mean, again, they fought it, came down to the last match. We needed a pin, and it just, couldn't quite get the pin, but they're just gritty. They just will fight for every inch, and I think it shows. And like I said, it's good for our young kids to see that you know what, we always say that the parade can't stop for barking dogs. Everybody telling us how this team's too good and that team's too good. We don't put a lot of stock in that. We're going to go out there and show how good we are, and that's kind of what our goal and mindset is. So.
Yeah, and it sounds like just a lot of emotion, a lot of things that you guys experienced this year. And as you look at that region tournament, and just some of the matches that you wrestled, and I guess the way that the team reacted, how was it for you personally, kind of dealing with those highs and lows of a dual tournament like that, and then eventually coming out on top and heading to state?
It's an emotional roller coaster in a duel, let alone when you have 3 duels in a day. It was a great grinder of a tournament for duel-wise to get our boys ready for a dual tournament at state, knowing that it's going to take a couple of really good, really well wrestled duels. You said that there's highs and lows. You win a match, and then we got a big win at 27. Then Greyson, he had a kind of a heartbreaker there, kind of a questionable call on a takedown, I'd say. But so you're up and then you're down, and then it's just you want to have more. If you have more good moments than bad, you tend to win those close duels, and that's where it counts. So.
Yeah, and just kind of keeping on that kind of the emotions that you had. If you go back and you look at that 145-pound match against South Border, and you just look at the team reaction and also your personal reaction, probably kind of says it all or explains it all. And I hope they're able to kind of cut into that and pull that clip up here so everybody can see. But I was just kind of cued in to watch Coach Lacina on this pin here at 145 pounds. Because you could maybe just kind of take us back to what you were thinking then and just what that meant to the team.
When we dueled them the first time, Ryan had beat Reinke on a last kind of second headlock, and we ended up getting it, and those were 3 big points on the team score. Yep. Just knowing with South Border, it always comes down to those bonus points. So Griff is wrestling him real well. Reinke tries to hop over when Griff has the whizzer on. Griff pops the shoulder, puts him down, and stays with it and gets the pin. And it was just knowing what we had coming up, knowing that it didn't seal the deal, but it sure gave us a little extra breathing room, to say the least. It gave us some breathing room. And, my son Jack said I looked athletic for a second, which is saying a lot because I don't have much athletic left in me. But apparently I jumped, and, I nothing planned, just emotions got me. And so that's the one thing about wrestling. You've been around it, Brent. There's a lot of emotion in those wins and losses. So.
Definitely. And it's always good to get a compliment like that from one of your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, as you guys head out of that Southeast Sub-Region Dual Championship, you're heading here into the individual region tournament and then into the state tournament on next Thursday already. What do you see maybe as some of the challenges and then also some of the goals that you kind of have set for this team heading into this individual tournament and then heading into state?
We always say the individual tournament's all about you. So this week we told the boys, be selfish, go after it. You want it, you want to get, no matter what you want to do, you got to get your ticket to the dance. I always tell the kids, I can't promise you're going to get to kiss the homecoming queen, but I can guarantee you won't if you don't go to the dance. So we got to get into the dance. That's what this week's all about, placing top 8, getting in there. Once we get in there, anything can happen. Our goals now have been the same all year. We want to be state champs. That's where we want to end up. That's what our goal is. These boys are working their butts off to try and get it. I promise no matter what happens, it's not going to be a lack effort. They will give her all heck. That's 100%. So.
All right, Coach. And then just do you have any final parting thoughts, just anything for the Bronco team as a whole or just for Bronco Nation out there watching this?
The Sea Reds always treated us well and travels well. Be at the Fargo Dome 10 o'clock on Thursday and get a hotel room and stay for the weekend because we're planning to wrestle all 3 days and try to represent the best we can. So we'd love to hear you guys. I want to thank Brent, you especially, your live event. You guys, the coverage you guys give. I've got a sister in California that watches. I've got an uncle down in Kansas that watches. I've got a lot of family that really appreciates what you guys do, and I just want you guys to know that too. So.
All right. Yep. Thank you, Rich. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the head coach for Lisbon Broncos, Coach Rich Lacina. We're going to go ahead and we're going to step away. We'll come back for more on yourliveevent.com. All right, welcome back here to liveevent.com as we continue on with the state girls wrestling preview here from Lisbon, North Dakota, as we have two more wrestlers here for this interview, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Just tell us your name, what weight you wrestle, and then what grade you're in here at Lisbon High School.
I'm Alexis Reinke. I'm a senior, and I'm wrestling 170.
My name is Ava Carlblom. I'm a senior, and I'm wrestling 155.
All right, girls, I'm going to start off with a kind of a personal question for you. Just talking about when did you start wrestling for Lisbon, and then what made you stick with it after that first year, after that first wrestling match? What made you stick with it and want to wrestle for Lisbon?
I started wrestling my sophomore year, and I really only went out because Ava told me to. And she was like, oh, it's really fun. And then I stuck with it because the team aspect of it is just amazing, and I love it.
I started wrestling my freshman year of high school, and I stuck with it just because all my friends were in it, and it was so fun, and the team aspect, everyone's just so close and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and then just looking at that as the, as you both talk about how you got into wrestling, and maybe it was a little bit of positive peer pressure, you like the team aspect of it. What lessons has wrestling taught you over those 3 or 4 years that you've been here wrestling for Lisbon? What has the sport taught you or brought to you?
It showed me that, even though I might not have confidence in myself, or the ability to think that I can do something, I always have, teammates and coaches to back me up and, give me good reasons, you've done it before, you can do it again. And if I haven't, they're just we know you can do it because you're who you are.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of what she said, and it's taught me a lot of discipline, and that you have to stay focused on what you want in order to get it.
Yeah, and then we'll just kind of go into the kind of the state tournament region preview as you guys coming into that region tournament. You're the number 3 seed, and you kind of look back to the beginning of the season, what you had to go through to get there. What personal challenges maybe that you might have faced, or maybe some team challenges that you faced that you guys had to overcome this year to get into the state, or to qualify and get into the state tournament?
I mean, we got the 3 seed, which, again, seeding doesn't really matter, and we knew we were going to be able to execute the way we did.
Yep.
And at the beginning of the year, it was kind of slow, but that's kind of how all seasons are. Is the beginning of the year, it's hard to gauge how good you're going to be, but as meets progressed, everybody did better than expected, and they just kept excelling and just proving that we really are as good as we are.
Definitely.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of girls that kept getting injured or sick, so a lot of our earlier duels, we didn't have our full lineup, which made us lower seeding, but again, seeding doesn't matter. But yeah, we pulled through and showed everyone what we can do.
That's awesome. All right, and then as you look through to the individual tournament coming up here to qualify for state, and then that state tournament, you guys already know who your first round opponent is. You have Turtle Mountain coming up. So as you kind of look to the individual and then to that state tournament, what do you see as any challenges, or what are you looking forward to out of that competition coming up?
Challenges for sure is injuries, as it always is.
Yep.
We don't have too many girls hurt right now, so I'm hoping it stays that way, and I'm hoping I don't jinx it. But yeah. We'll be able to compete really well against Turtle Mountain, obviously our first round, and yeah, we'll do really good against them, and I'm super excited. Just the environment around a dual tournament in general is awesome, so I'm really excited to do it at the state level when there's so many more people cheering us on.
Definitely. Okay. What are you looking forward to as you guys come into the individual and then into the state dual tournament? Any challenges that you think you might have, or anything that you're looking forward to?
I definitely think I will have more personal problems that I will be able to get through, so that's not much of an issue. And I think we'll do pretty good on the dual side.
Okay. And then just as as kind of going back into the personal side of it, what is the one wrestling move, or what is your favorite wrestling move of all time that you like to do in a wrestling match, that's your go-to move?
I like a good butcher, or like a solid cow catcher. I really like a cow catcher.
Nice.
I like a front headlock, usually, and then a half.
Half Nelson? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can throw a brutal half there. All right, just so we don't give any secrets away here, but all right, ladies, just thank you for joining us today, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to cut away. We'll come back for more here on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, welcome back to your11event.com as we continue on with our state tournament preview here with the Lisbon girls wrestling team. The Lisbon girls qualified for the state dual tournament on Saturday as they defeated South Border in that state East Region dual tournament championship and heading to the state tournament as I have another wrestler here with us. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us what weight you wrestle for Lisbon and then what grade you're in.
Hello, my name is Ella Sad. I'm a senior, and I wrestle our heavyweight, or 250.
All right, Ellen, just talking a little bit about yourself. When did you start wrestling, and then what made you stick with wrestling once you once you got the taste of it? What made you stick with wrestling here at Lisbon?
I started freshman year after Revere relentlessly asked me every single year to join wrestling, and then I quit sophomore year and I came back, and I think I improved a lot since freshman year. So I kind of stuck with it because I kept getting better because I would discipline myself more.
Yeah, and then I guess just to kind of going into a little bit more personal question, what do you think are some of your personal strengths or something that you've been able to gain from wrestling on a personal side? What has wrestling provided you, or what have you gotten out of wrestling?
It's given me more mental toughness and to not take everything so seriously. You can forgive and forget and move on from things. If I lose a match, just give me 5 minutes and I'll be ready for my next one.
Yeah, and just kind of talking about that mental toughness aspect of it, or kind of being able to put something behind you and move on to the next thing. As you guys started the season this year, started with the dual tournament, you just finished up with the region dual tournament, and what did you see as any challenges that you had to overcome personally as a wrestler, or maybe some of the team challenges that you faced from the start of the season that you're able to overcome here and win the region dual tournament championship?
I think one of our team things was our confidence, but I think the more and more we got closer and the more we wrestled, the more our confidence grew, and thank our coaches for helping our confidence grow because they're really they really want us to succeed and do better.
Yep. And then what do you think is, I guess, kind of going into that, what do you think is just one of your team strengths that you have?
I think our team strength is always being there for one another. If one of you's having a bad day, your partner per se can help you get through it, or you can talk to a coach or just whoever, and they'll be there for you.
Yeah, and then as you guys wrestled on Saturday at that East Region dual team tournament, you started out with Larimore, you progressed on through, beat Valley City, then you defeated Grand Forks, and you made it to the championship duel against South Border. So just how did you, as a wrestler, how did the team, how did you guys react to those highs and lows in those duels, and make it through that dual tournament? How does one approach that, and how do you make it through a dual tournament like that with what was that stake on the line, making it to the state tournament here for Lisbon?
I think after we won our first one, we were hype, and then our second one, we were doing pretty well, but we were cutting it close. And then Revere, we all did a warm-up, and we all talked with each other, and we're you guys, we got it. We're locked in, we got it. And then we won against Grand Forks, and then we knew it was our time to shine, so we all just kind of decided to lock in for our last one.
Awesome. And then as you guys head out of the dual tournament, you're heading into the region individual, and then to the state tournament a week from Saturday, or a week from Thursday, a week from tomorrow, we start the individual as part of the state tournament. So as you look ahead to that, how do you see the Broncos, and how do you see yourself and the Broncos kind of getting after it here at the region individual and then heading into state?
I think as a team, I think we're going to succeed. I think our confidence and our bond with our team and how we wrestle has improved so much this year that I think we'll do incredibly well. And me personally, I think that if I keep putting my mind to it, I think I can do also pretty well at the state tournament.
All right. And then what's one thing for Ella Sad that maybe you do that you have as a superstition as far as wrestling goes, or one thing that you have to absolutely do or not do, or something that you need before you wrestle a match?
Before dual tournaments, me and my teammate Melina will pray with each other, and then for me individually, I just need everybody to leave me alone for when I'm in the hole, and then I give all my coaches high fives, and then I just go out there.
Awesome.
Switch.
Yep. And then for yourself, I might know the answer to this, but what is your favorite move, or what is your go-to move this year for Ella Sad?
Probably a headlock or a throw, just a throw in general, I think.
Okay. And I guess we've seen your confidence build a lot there over the course, finishing out last year and then this year. And with that, what do you? I guess we kind of already talked about this. As what was the one thing that you gained out of wrestling, and what's one thing that was kind of unexpected out of wrestling that you enjoy the most?
I got buff, I think.
All right.
Me gaining a lot of muscle and me also me gaining confidence, I think, helped me a lot as a person.
Yep.
It helped me grow to where I am today, and I feel I've become really helpful to people around me.
All right. And then what's one thing on Saturday after weigh-ins that you're looking most forward to? Just being done with wrestling, being able to relax with the team, or just kicking it with the team, or just some of the personal time? What do you think is one thing that you're looking forward to after weigh-ins on Saturday?
Well, usually after weigh-ins, I'll steal Talon's phone and order myself some Taco Bell. So
Nice.
Probably a Taco Bell Crunch Wrap.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on. We're going to step away here. We're going to come back for more interviews here with the state tournament girls preview on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, welcome to YourLiveEvent.com as we're continuing on with the state tournament preview with the Lisbon Bronco girls wrestling team as we have more of these individual interviews coming up. So, girls, just go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us what grade you're in, and then what weight you wrestle for the Lisbon Broncos.
My name's Melina Rebsom. I'm in 9th grade, and I wrestle at 100.
My name is Addison Bouman. I'm in 9th grade, and I wrestle 106.
I'm Jozzie Carlblom. I'm in 8th grade, and I wrestle at 100 pounds.
And Jozzie, you can go ahead and keep the microphone there. Just maybe kind of tell everybody when Jozzie started wrestling, and then what is one thing about the sport, or I guess why did you stick with wrestling kind of after that, after that first practice for Jozzie, what kind of kept you in wrestling?
So when I first started, it was before preschool, because my dad, he would bring me to all the boys practice for peewees. And then the reason why I stuck with this sport is because my dad, he put so much effort and so much of his time to come and coach me through everything.
All right.
I started in 3rd grade. I stuck to this sport because my mom wanted me to do it. I actually loved playing with my friends during wrestling. I had really fun at the first practice, so I decided to do it more often, and I stuck with it ever since.
Okay.
I did a little bit of Pee-wees in Enderlin when they had a little wrestling thing. Otherwise, I came here in 7th grade. I stuck through it just because of the team and how supportive they were with all the wrestling.
Yeah, and then just looking at I guess kind of as yourself, what is one thing or one move? What is one move that you use, or is kind of like your go-to move, or maybe a favorite move that you learned in wrestling, or something that you like to use in a wrestling match?
I usually go with a double during my wrestling matches. Just helps with that. Don't really have a favorite move.
Okay.
Okay. I normally do a half Nelson. Otherwise, it would be a chicken wing. I just use that a lot. It's kind of my go-to move.
Okay.
My favorite wrestling move probably is for a takedown. It would probably be the sing leg, and then for when I'm on top, it's most likely gonna be a cradle or a butcher.
All right, and then just talking about you guys, as you guys won the East Region Girls Dual Tournament. You guys headed into that as the number 3 seed. You faced Larimore to start it out. Then you defeated Valley City. Then you defeated Grand Forks in the semifinals. In the championship, you took down South Border. So, just kind of how did you as an individual or maybe as a team, how did you guys deal with that tournament, kind of the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of a dual tournament, and then coming out of there as region champions?
For me individually, I had some ups and downs. Losing against Valley City, it was I had no idea what was going to happen in that match. The girl that I've wrestled her 3 times before that. I beat her those 3 other times, but then that one, I don't really know what happened. But for the team side, we did fantastic. It blew my mind after we won that. It was fantastic.
Yep. Okay, what do you got, Addison?
Individually, I had lots of downs. I had to lose a lot of weight to get to 106. For the team, I'm like very happy that we all worked together. We all supported each other, making sure that we're okay, making sure that we are doing amazing so we don't have to like lose all the time and then just cry. Making sure that we are not like defecting our whole entire team's visuals. So I think we all have like ups and downs for everybody, but we are a team together, a family, and we're all friends.
I had a couple ups and downs, just in general. My ups, of course, is just making weight like usual. My lows is just like losing and just, but it's whatever because you learn from your mistakes. As a team, we all did amazing, fantastic job. I like how we support each other. We're always with each other. We're always cheering each other on no matter what. No matter what the score is, we don't care if it's low or high. We know that we're a family and we can get through it together.
Yeah, and then just kind of looking at the region individual tournament you have coming up, and then the state tournament that starts next Thursday and then goes through Saturday. What do you see as maybe some of the challenges or obstacles for your team or for yourself? And then what are you looking forward to the most out of the next 10 days of wrestling?
For myself, it's just probably because there's going to be a lot of tough girls there. Just going to wrestle, see how it goes. For a team, I think a lot of us are going to be able to place, be able to make it on that podium. And, yeah.
Okay.
I am looking forward to wrestle with a bunch of different girls. I haven't really wrestled a bunch of 106. I've been doing 112 before Christmas. Otherwise, I'll try my best. I'll do my best, actually. Then I lost my words.
What are you looking forward to about state?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to eat afterwards. Food. I'm looking forward for us to join together at our coach's house, like we did last year.
Okay.
And group together, play games, watch TV, doing all that stuff together.
Okay.
The thing I'm looking for the most for my individual side is probably trying to beat Charlie Claymore from Bismarck, and then probably like trying my best to get on the podium and at least making it to state. And for the team side, I feel like we all can do great because we have amazing sportsmanship with each other. We're all family. We care for each other, and basically, yeah.
Yeah. And then what do you, for yourself, Jozzie, what has been your most the greatest memory or something that's been the most memorable moment for you this season, or maybe since you've been wrestling?
So my most memorable memory is when I first won Pee Wee State, and I came home with a big old trophy. And Matt Lyons, he told me, Jozzie, when you get into that hotel, raise that trophy in the air and scream, "I'm a champion."
Yep, that's awesome, Jozzie. Great memory to have, especially Coach Matt. So,
yeah.
Yep, well, good memory. All right, what about you there, Addison? What's something that's been like one of your most memorable moments, or something that sticks out in your memory here for either this season or maybe since you've been wrestling for Lisbon?
Ever since Pee Wee, I always come off smiling, so that's one of my memorable moments. And then I have one memorable moment when we all were dancing together during practice one time last year and years before, and we just have fun and we just dance like we don't care.
No video cameras there, so nobody knows. Then.
One of my also greatest memories from being in wrestling is also our dance parties. We have a lot of those. yeah, we just dance like no one's watching.
All right. And then kind of looking at yourself as an individual wrestler, do you have any superstitions or anything that you absolutely need or you don't want to do or you can't have, or just something that's kind of a superstition or routine that you need to do before you wrestle a match?
Usually I do pray before my matches, and I just try not to think as much. I may listen to music sometimes, and otherwise just focus and not think.
Okay.
I usually just walk around making sure my anxiety doesn't pop up, 'cause usually I kind of go a little down when I wrestle.
Yep.
So otherwise I listen to music, I talk to others, I cheer for the person that's up before me. Yeah.
Okay.
One of my routines before I wrestle or before I step on the mat is to pray and think of reasons why I did the sport and what I'm thankful for everything. It's mostly what I'm thankful for my teammates, my coaches, and the steps it took and all the hard work that I put in to get to these tournaments.
That's awesome, Jozzie. And then maybe one thing that you're looking forward to at the end, or I should say on Saturday after weigh-ins, what's one thing that you're looking forward to maybe eat, or a food stand to visit at the Fargo Dome, or a restaurant to visit at the end of the day, or somebody had mentioned maybe a breakfast with your teammates. So what are you looking forward to after that weigh-in on Saturday?
Especially food, a bunch of water, and then probably breakfast with our team, spending quality time with our seniors and all the other teammates that we have, and spending the most time with our seniors before they're gone.
Awesome.
Like what I said and Jozzie said before, it would be food.
Yeah.
And probably going to a restaurant in Fargo. Quality time. Probably seeing my family at the state.
Okay.
Mine's also going to be food and water. My favorite food stand, I don't have a favorite, but door dashing on the other hand, is probably going to be McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. Maybe Chili's.
That's awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this interview. As we're going to go ahead, we're going to step away. We'll come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, welcome back here to YourLiveEvent.com as we're back for more of our Lisbon Girls Wrestling State Tournament preview, as we have interviews coming up here. And girls, just go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us what weight you wrestle here for Lisbon and what grade you're in.
I'm Adaleene Hansen. I'm a sophomore, and I wrestle 124.
I'm Madelyn Crellin. I'm an 8th grader, and I wrestle 112.
I'm Kaydene Schooling. I'm a freshman, and I wrestle 118.
All right, girls. And just kind of looking here at some of the questions that we have for you. So as you guys started the season, how did you guys prepare throughout the season to get yourselves in position in that region tournament to ultimately go out there from the number 3 seed? You upset Grand Forks, the number 2 seed, in that semifinal duel, and you got into the championship duel. So what prepared you as a team or as an individual to get to that point of the season and become region champions?
Probably just staying consistent in practice and working hard, and yeah.
There's a lot of good girls in the room. No matter who you practice with, you're getting the good out of it.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with both of them, just working hard and staying consistent in the room and then working hard.
Okay. All right, and then as you kind of look at the region duel itself, and just how do you prepare, I guess, for a duel tournament? Is that something that you girls talk about? Do you come up kind of a game plan on plan A, plan B, or how do you prepare for all those highs and those ups and downs that you experience in a duel tournament? And especially in a kind of a pressure cooker setting as like a region duel tournament, how were you able to prepare for that day, or how did you get through that day on Saturday?
Going into it with confidence and just thinking, the positive and going for that next best thing, no matter what.
Staying confident in ourselves and just cheering everyone on the same and helping everyone out when they need it.
Yeah, just what they said, yeah.
All right. And then just looking at your season, just as you as an individual, maybe looking at the season this year, maybe even, before the season started, just what were some of the challenges that you maybe personally had to overcome, or some of the challenges that your team had overcome throughout the season to get you to the point where you're at this season here, heading into the individual regions and then the state tournament?
Last year I was injured, so I didn't get the chance to wrestle. This year I'm really happy to be back out on the mat. It's really exciting to be a part of the dual team, as I wasn't last year.
Yep.
So, yeah. Probably my injury in the beginning of the season and having to come back from that and strengthen it while trying to heal at the same time.
Yep. So what individual challenges or team challenges have you seen, from, for yourself personally or the team this year that has gotten you from the beginning of the season to the end of the season? What challenges have you overcome or the team overcome?
Like making sure you know in your matches that it's not over till the time runs out, and to keep fighting the whole time.
Yep. All right, girls, and then just maybe kind of some personal questions. Just when did each of you start wrestling, and when did each of you start wrestling, and what made you stick with wrestling, and still here, and then I guess continue on competing for the Broncos? So when did you start wrestling, and then what aspect of wrestling, or what made you want to continue wrestling?
I started wrestling when I was, I think 4, and I just kept wrestling because it was like a challenge, and you could always get better, and there was always people better than you and people worse than you, so you just always had that.
Okay.
I started wrestling in kindergarten, so probably 5.
Yep.
I stuck with it. It takes a lot of discipline, which I enjoy, and yeah. I started wrestling in kindergarten when I was like 5 or 4 probably, and I just really enjoyed it and becoming close with other people without having to like really talk to them.
Yep. You had something in common, something to share there in the sport of wrestling. All right, and then I just have I got another question for you. So what would be, or what is kind of your favorite hype song to listen to, or a walkout song? What's one of your favorite hype songs that you have to listen to before you wrestle a match? Or do you have one?
I like Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie.
Okay.
I don't really have a favorite song. I just kind of listen to music and music pretty much.
Okay.
Usually anything by Katy Perry.
Katy Perry? All right. And then just any superstitions that you might have. Do you have any superstitions or anything that you have to do or you can't change, or anything like before the match or throughout a season that you just absolutely have to do or that you need?
Probably just my music. That's my thing before my match. I always have to have my beats on, listening to my music.
Okay.
Probably listening to music and then giving at least a coach a high five before.
Nice.
I have these Lucky Hulk socks, and I wear them to like every match at state, and yeah.
Do you wash them? Or?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I usually do.
Okay.
Try to.
All right. And then just one thing that you're looking forward to after you weigh in at the state tournament, one thing that you're looking forward maybe to eat or to visit, or a restaurant that you're all going to go to, just one thing that you're looking forward to after that final weigh in at state on a week from Saturday.
Crumble cookie.
Crumble cookie.
I've really been craving Chipotle recently.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A and Starbucks probably.
Awesome. All right, girls, thanks for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com. We're going to go and step away. We'll come back for more of the state tournament preview here with the Lisbon girls wrestling team on Your Live Event. All right, welcome back here to YourLiveEvent.com as we're continuing on with our Lisbon girls wrestling state tournament preview here. And we have the girls wrestling team in here for our interviews, in preparation for the state tournament. So, girls, just go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us what weight you wrestle, and then what grade that you're in here at Lisbon High School.
I'm Emerson Schwab. I'm a senior, and I wrestle 136.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I'm a sophomore at Lisbon, and I wrestle 142.
I'm Arlie Ramerman. I wrestle 130, and I'm a sophomore here at Lisbon.
All right, girls, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with a few questions for you, and just talking about your season and maybe some of your teammates as you guys started the season until now heading into the state tournament. What do you see were some of the challenges that you as a wrestler or you as your team had to go through in order to get into the state tournament this year?
I'd say we definitely had to go through a lot of injury challenges and trying to get everyone like our full lineup actually there.
Yep.
And mainly just injuries and trying to get the full lineup.
All right. Yep. Just pass it on down. Thank you.
I would agree with Emerson. I'd say just injuries and stuff.
I agree with both of them too, and just practices every day and just being consistent.
Yep. And then as you guys headed into that region dual tournament, you guys were the number 3 seed in the tournament, and I'm sure you had some expectations that the number 3 seed probably wasn't good enough for you. You guys had your eyes or your sights maybe a little bit higher there in that dual tournament. So just kind of take us through that day as you guys started out with that duel against Larimore, and then as you progressed into your championship duel against South Border. Just kind of how did that progress for you as a team, and then kind of what were your thoughts heading into that day and then into that championship duel?
We knew that we were a lot better than the 3 seed, but seeding doesn't matter. It's the way you wrestle. Everything is 0-0, and you just go into it as long as you can, as hard as you can. And we just had our coaches just picking us up the whole time, just making sure we knew that, like, nothing matters. You go out there and you wrestle your way, and that's kind of like how we got through all of those duels.
Yeah, I would say we went in with a lot of confidence, and
Definitely.
There was a lot of support throughout the whole team, and everyone just had a really good mood and just brought everyone up.
Yeah, and then as you look ahead to the state tournament, I shouldn't say, as you look ahead to the region individual tournament, and then you have to look ahead into that state tournament, not only on the individual side but the dual side. How are the Broncos doing, or how are you doing as a wrestler, and what do you look forward to as you head into regions individual and into the state tournament?
After region duels, I know that we have like so much in us that we can fight so much, and I feel very confident that our whole team can make it. And I don't know, I'm just really excited. It's the final go, so we're just going to put all our effort in.
I would agree with Emerson.
I'm quite excited to go into region individuals to see how just everyone progressed over the season, and just excited to see mostly everyone, make it to state.
All right, Arlie, just go ahead and keep that microphone. We're going to start with you this time. And what do you think, or what have you learned, not only this season through wrestling, but also throughout your career when you started wrestling? What have you learned, or what lessons have you learned in wrestling?
Some lessons I've learned is just to keep going even when it gets tough, and just to put more aggression out in that mat, and just it's okay to be selfish a little and take what you actually want.
I've learned to never give up being a first-year wrestler. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's a good lesson.
Yeah, it is. Through all of the years, there's been so many ups and downs, and you've had to learn so many different ways to cope with everything, and being able to be like flexible and find new ways to learn how to do things, and making sure that you can be selfish and you take what you need at practice and things like that.
Yeah, and what do you think, what has been your most memorable moment? So you as a senior, but not only as a senior, your 4 years wrestling here on varsity, but then I guess just throughout this year, and then as a varsity wrestler finishing out your career, what has been one of your most memorable moments wrestling?
Building all of the memories with these girls, and also winning region duels. So that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
My most memorable moment was probably my first ever match. I won it. It's pretty awesome. I remember everyone cheering. It was pretty great.
My most memorable thing is just being able to hang out with these girls. They're just so supportive and just such a great team to have. And just being able to hang out with them at every tournament, it's just great.
All right, and then I'm going to go to Izzy to start this one. So you have first question this question. So what are you looking forward to at the end of the season? Like your last weigh-in there at state on Saturday. What are you looking forward to eat, or what are you looking forward to do after this season? And
I'm looking forward to winning, because I'm currently losing, and I just want to win.
All right.
And I just want to try my hardest.
I like it.
Yeah.
Still focused on the state tournament. I like that.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay.
What I'm looking forward to after weighing in is probably just eating. I love Brenda's protein balls, so really glad she makes those for us, and yeah.
I'm really excited after weigh-ins to get some cherry berry and just fill my stomach. after we win the state duels.
All right. That sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up this interview here with the Lisbon girls wrestling team. We're going to come back for more interviews on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we'll continue on with our state tournament preview as we have the Lisbon girls wrestling team in here, and they qualified for the state tournament out of the region dual tournament on Saturday. And we just have 3 more wrestlers in here for our wrestlers interview. And girls, just go ahead, pass the mic around, introduce your name, tell us what weight you wrestle and what grade you're in here at Lisbon High School.
I'm Nevaeh Buffett. I'm a senior and I wrestle 190.
I'm Veda Carlblom. I'm a senior and I wrestle 142.
I'm Violet Heen. I'm a senior as well, and I wrestle 148.
All right, girls, just go ahead and keep the microphone there, Violet. So just kind of looking back there for the girls wrestling team, you guys started out your season with the dual tournament. You just finished up with the region dual tournament. And then as you kind of look across the season, what have been some personal challenges or maybe some team challenges that you saw from your perspective that you guys worked through and kind of brought you out on top here at that region dual tournament?
I would say we had a couple of new people, which last year we didn't have, except for me.
Yep.
And kind of learning how to teach them, the basics and everything while continuing to progress our older girls and all those different things and the moves and whatever.
Yep.
I would say for some team challenges, some people were injured, so we didn't have our full lineup for things. And then personal is just like making weight for me, I would say.
Definitely. Okay.
I think that everyone has learned how to get over losses on some of the harder matches. So we've been able to progress and win our duels or after dual tournaments and get the next win.
Yep. And then for you girls, you can go ahead and you can keep it down there. And then for the as you kind of look ahead from the after the dual tournament here with the region individual and then the state tournament coming up, what do you see as maybe just some of those challenges that you guys have already conquered? Maybe just a couple more popping up here on the radar for you as you head into the region individual and then the state tournament. And then what are you looking forward to at that state tournament coming up on I guess, a week from Saturday? You can pass the mic if you want. Come back. We'll come back.
I think that we have really bettered people being injured and having a full lineup and knowing what we all expect from each other in our lineup. And
yep.
If it goes another way for you, but for the team it goes a good way, have your space, but we do want to thank you for being a part of it and everything.
Yep.
But for the state side of it, it's really exciting, and I think we're going to do really well.
Yeah, a challenge I think would definitely be mindset. If you go and wrestle and you lose, you got to get that in the back of your mind, focus on the next thing, and just kind of one thing at a time. And then for state, I'm just excited to go as a team, especially as a first seed over on this side, on this region. And yeah.
Yep. So what do you see as challenges? Any challenges coming up for that region individual tournament for the team or yourself? And then anything that you're looking forward to once you get to that state tournament into the state dual tournament a week from Saturday?
Some challenges I think for individuals coming up are gonna be to just focus on wrestling and not trying to focus on some other things or whatever. And then at state, I don't know, I think
You want to pass the mic again? Or I got a question for you there, Veda. So what do you have personally as a superstition? Do you have a superstition or a routine that you do before you wrestle a match? Is there something that you have to do or you have to have or a certain song that you have to listen to before you start wrestling a match?
I always have to wear my hair the same way, or I feel like it'll just mess up my match.
Yep, that's a good one. Same question.
I would say I have to listen to God music just so knowing that he's there with me before my matches. And then also, like, when I'm on the mat, I kind of, like, bend over and just, like, pray that I make sure that I'm safe throughout this match and I don't hurt my opponent or I get hurt. That's one thing that I do a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say I pray before every single one of my matches for just strength.
Yep. And then as you guys go to the Fargo Dome, you hit that weigh-in on Saturday morning. What is one thing that you're looking forward to eat or to maybe visit a restaurant after the state tournament concludes?
I'm going to all-you-can-eat Izumi's sushi.
Okay. Very good.
I'm for sure going to Plaza Azteca.
I really want to go to a Chinese buffet.
Nice. All right. I like the all-you-can-eat, so very good. All right. We're going to go ahead and step away. We're going to come back for more interviews here with the state tournament preview for the Lisbon Girls Wrestling, and that's just ahead on YourLiveEvent.com. All right, welcome back here to YourLiveEvent.com. We're back for the state tournament girls preview here with the Lisbon Broncos, as we are going to kind of wrap up here our individual interviews with our girls wrestling team. We have our last two interviewees here, and girls, just go ahead and tell us who you are, what grade you're in, and what weight you wrestle here for Lisbon High School.
I'm Lila Gillespie. I'm a senior, and I wrestle 136.
I'm Cora Oster. I'm also a senior, and I wrestle 170.
All right, girls, and maybe just kind of start off. Tell us when you started wrestling here at Lisbon, and then what made you stick with wrestling, or what made you want to continue to compete in the sport of wrestling here in Lisbon?
I started freshman year. I started wrestling because I thought, why not give it a shot? I really enjoyed it. I wasn't very good, but gotta keep going.
Yep.
I did pretty well, and I figured I kind of liked this.
I started wrestling when I was in 8th grade. It was the first year that wrestling was sanctioned for girls in North Dakota. I started about halfway through the season because my older sister was on the team, and it seemed really cool, and I kind of wanted to be like her.
All right, and then what's one thing that you've been able to get out of wrestling, or just one thing that you think that you've kind of got out of wrestling that maybe you weren't expecting that you enjoy about the sport?
I've gotten so much self-confidence from this sport. If you don't go on the mat believing that you can and that you will win, you're not going to win. So you really have to have a lot of self-confidence.
All right.
I've gotten a lot of mental toughness from this sport. I used to be shy, and I was stuck in my shell, and now I'm not.
Yeah, and then just looking at the season now for Lisbon. You guys started out back, I think, on the 5th of December with some duels. You had a dual tournament here in Lisbon. You're able to face some pretty good competition there. You guys have had a really tough schedule. You wrestled at the Rumble on the Red, then you went into Minnesota. You wrestled there. You had great success there. You girls talk about a lot of the confidence that you have, a lot of trust that you have in your teammates, but maybe just kind of talk about some of those individual difficulties or challenges that maybe you faced throughout the season, or maybe your team had to face throughout the season that you guys were able to overcome and get yourself into position here to make a run at a state title.
At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of weights that we were doubled up on or tripled up on.
Yep.
And some of us needed to make a decision on if we were going to cut, if we were going to stay, or if we were going to bulk. Most of us had to cut, and I know that's hard for a lot of us. So
I'd say going to a lot of harder tournaments is making going into the state tournament feel more manageable, because we know that we've seen people that are just as hard or harder, and we've had success against them.
Yep.
So it doesn't feel as scary because we know that we are capable of succeeding.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Lila. Really good. All right, and then just how did I guess looking at the Broncos as you guys on Saturday, you won the East Region girls dual tournament. You started out, you wrestled Larimore, you defeated Valley City, then you came back and defeated the number 2 team, Grand Forks, a little bit of an upset there, and you made it into that championship duel against South Border. So just looking at that as you guys progressed through that tournament, how did you kind of deal with the highs and lows in that tournament? And then do you think some of that preparation or some of those tournaments and some of the duels that you wrestled at the beginning of the season and throughout the season, how did that all contribute to your success at Regions?
I would say that both the individual and dual tournaments that we've gone to have helped us with our success as a dual team. But I would also say that our practices have made us pretty successful. Practices can be really tough, but knowing that we have teammates that we can rely on makes it a lot easier, because even if we lose our match, we know that our teammates are capable of winning theirs, and we have a lot of trust in each other.
Awesome.
On the duel side, Revere likes to tell us that we got to chase down the toughest people, so we become the toughest people.
Yep.
I feel like that really helped us for regions, and he said, keep your head level because we're not happy just making it to state.
All right. And then as we get ready to head into state, you girls have the individual tournament coming up to qualify for the state tournament next week. And then you have the state dual tournament coming up. You already know that you're in that tournament, who your first round opponent is with Tournament Community High School. So as you kind of look forward to the to individual region and then to the state tournament coming up, what do you see, I guess, personally as some of the challenges, and then just what are you looking forward to out of the region tournament and then out of the state tournament coming up here for you?
I know a challenge is going to be keeping a level head and trying to keep pushing forward, even if bad things happen. I'm looking forward to getting to go to the Pee Wee practices and wrestle freestyle with one of my favorite coaches.
All right.
Going into the region individual tournament, our one and only goal as a team is to qualify every single person that competes on Friday.
Yep.
So I think that just keeping that in mind and knowing I don't have to win this tournament. I'm going to qualify for state, and then I can take care of that later. So that's going to help. Personally, I had a really tough blood round match last year, but I pulled through and I qualified, so that's giving me a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I remember that match last year. It was a great match. So looking to repeat that this year here at the region tournament.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and then as we kind of look at that state tournament, we asked the other girls this question. So what's one thing that you're looking forward to after weigh-ins on Saturday for that state dual tournament? After you hit the I guess the last weigh-in of the season, what are you looking forward to either eat or a restaurant to visit or something to do after that state tournament there for Lila and for Cora?
Personally, I'm looking forward to going to a couple local restaurants. There is some really good food around here. I'm also looking forward to getting to sleep in. With practices being right after school, I've been lifting in the mornings, so getting to sleep in will be really nice.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to the team breakfast that we have. That's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And then I'm also looking forward to helping coach.
You say that like you're somebody that maybe has been dieting a little bit. Really looking forward.
Not
Yep.
too bad.
All right. And then I guess I forgot one question I wanted to ask before that one, but what superstitions do each of you have, or what's one thing that you have to do or don't have to do, or just something that may happen that might throw you off your game? Just kind of what's one superstition that you have before you wrestle a match?
I guess I have to give at least one of my coaches or two of them a really good hard high five.
Okay.
I always put the ankle band on my right ankle, and I pace around the mat a little bit if we have a little bit of time. And then I always make strong eye contact with my coach and take a deep breath.
All right, I like those. I like the superstition part. I think most wrestlers seem to have something that they have to do or not have to do. So thanks for sharing those with us. All right, girls, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up there from Lisbon High School with your state tournament preview. We're going to go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more on yourliveevent.com. All right, welcome to the North Dakota High School girls state tournament preview here with the Lisbon Broncos, as we had the head coach here for the Lisbon Broncos, Coach Jacob Revere. And Coach, as we look back behind you up on that whiteboard behind you, you see a pretty impressive dual record that the Lisbon girls had. You guys had a great season this year, finishing 18-2 in duels. You finished out with the East Region Championship, so maybe just kind of talk about the girls' season, from when you guys started out in December up until this point of the season.
Really, we've kind of been rolling most of the season here. Kind of started out pretty well with our dual tournament, going 6-1 in duels there, and just kind of really building from there throughout the season. Kind of after Christmas break here, we got most of our girls down to weight, and ever since we've had everyone in their true weight class, we've been rolling pretty well. We've won pretty much every tournament except the one once we've had that, where we lost to Legacy by 5 points. As far as the dual side of things, we've had a lot of dual experience this year. A few tournaments that we've competed at. We won one out in Bemidji, and now winning the East Region dual tournament. So again, 18-2 with avenging one of those losses to Grand Forks here in the semis at the region tournament.
All right, and then just kind of looking back at your season, do you have like maybe 2 or 3 challenges that the Broncos kind of overcame? You know, a couple things that you had to work on throughout the season, or challenges that the Broncos overcame to, you know, eventually come here and take this dual championship there in the East Region?
Absolutely, I would say in our dual tournament out in Bemidji, one of the duels got pretty chippy. The finals actually, and girls kind of responded really well to that. Instead of kind of getting back at them, we just let our wrestling do the talking and ended up beating them pretty handily with about 4 or 5 of our starters out. And that we've wrestled between that and then the Rumble the Red, again one of the best tournaments in the area. We ended up taking 4th there, which is hopefully our lowest placement of the year here. But the girls did kind of again a good job of kind of just growing each week out that we've competed.
Yeah, and then what do you see as maybe some of those strengths on your Bronco squad this year?
I would say the team culture and bond this year has been phenomenal. I've had plenty of other parents and coaches and stuff kind of just reach out and say how kind of fun it's been to watch them throughout the year at tournaments, just supporting each other while each other are wrestling. Yeah, I would say the team bond, and then as far as actual wrestling is concerned, we've been doing a really good job of hand fighting and chain wrestling this year. Really kind of took a step up towards the end of last year with that, and really just rolled through this year, getting better and better with that again each time out.
Yeah, and then coming into this East Region Girls Dual Tournament, you guys started out with Larimore, and you finished there in the championship against South Border. So how did you as a coach, was that your expectation that you're going to be in that championship duel, or how did that day go for the Broncos as far as dealing kind of with the highs and lows of a dual tournament and the kind of the pressure situation that you're in there to make it into the state tournament?
Yeah, I would say we went basically to expectations. We going into the tournament, we knew we had a pretty good opportunity to go win the thing and win fairly handily if we wrestled close to our capabilities. That's kind of what we did across the board. Wrestling was pretty solid. Again, it's sports, so obviously not everything quite went our way or how we would have liked it to, but again, did mostly what we were capable of and did a pretty good job. Like I said, met our expectations of what we set going into the week into the tournament.
Yeah, and then as you kind of look ahead to the East Region individual tournament and then into the state tournament, you already know who your first round opponent is on the dual side in Turtle Mountain. So as you kind of close things out here the last 10 days of the season, so what are some of your expectations out of your girls, out of the individual side of the tournament, and then out of the dual tournament coming up here? It'll be a week from Saturday.
Just hoping to continue from what we've been doing all year, getting better each time out. This will be the last time one class for girls wrestling, so could be our last time of having more than 13 people compete at the region tournament. So we're hoping we can qualify more than that. Really all 17 girls that we're going to bring are going to have a pretty good opportunity of doing so here on Friday. And as far as the state tournament, again, we have nine of our wrestlers will be graduating this year, so really kind of leaving it all out there on the mat, giving it our best shot. Again, with especially it being the last year of one class, we have a pretty reasonable opportunity to at least be competing for a state title. So it'd be pretty cool to go out on top of the last of one class this year.
Yeah, and then just as we close things out here, do you have any final parting thoughts for your team or just for the fans here of the Lisbon Broncos?
Just looking forward to a good couple tournaments here. We go Friday, boys go Saturday, both in Valley. For individual regions, hopefully on both sides we get a stable of Broncos competing at the state tournament. And with that, we're hoping we bring a good chunk of the community along. Again, we'll be wrestling Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on both sides this year, so that'll be great to see not just our girls, but the boys doing well, and should see a lot of fans in the stands supporting us and cheering us on along the way.
All right, everybody. That's Coach Revere here for the Lisbon Broncos girls varsity wrestling team. We're going to step away, and we'll come back for more here on the state tournament preview from Lisbon, North Dakota.